Okay, more broadhead testing day. This time, got the rig behind me. We're shooting into ballistics gel and we're gonna see what kind of penetration we get out of all these different heads. So here are all the heads we're shooting. Kudu, Slick Trick, German Kinetic, Huner, Exodus, Iron Will, Magnus Buzz Cut. So here's our test rig. Got a about 13-inch by 13-inch by 7-inch thick gelatin block we're going to be shooting into. On the outside of the test rig, got some foam, some fiberglass, and some wood we're going to go through first, and we'll see how they do. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go from the side here. So here's what I can tell you so far off of this rig. Here's the Kudu. Then this one was the Slick Trick. Then this one's the Silver Flame. And I can tell you just based off of arrow, Silver Flame got the most penetration. This is the Exodus, Magnus Buzz Cut. This is the Huner, and right now the Huner had the least amount of penetration, and then this one's the Iron Will. So there's all the ballistics gel, and there's some of the heads sticking through. Here's the backside, what it looks like. Okay, so we went ahead and taped the arrows so that when this is all pulled apart, we could actually measure the amount of penetration. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the rig apart here. All right, I think what we're gonna do now is we'll maybe just unscrew some of these heads that have gone all the way through, and so we can get those arrows out. What's kind of cool, look at that one right there. Okay guys, so we've marked in the board. We've now taken this apart. Well, here, I'll show you real quick. So here's the gel block. The only arrow that's still in here is the Huner. And just like my previous test, what's really kind of interesting is the Huner actually had a blade shear off on just, you know, wood. So not impressed with the Huner head at all. It did hit the board here, right there, and like, it didn't stick, kind of bounced out. So, but here's what we got. So there's the hole from the Kudu. There's the Slick Trick. There's the German Kinetic. There's the Magnus. There's the Exodus. The little bit the Huner did, and there's the Iron Will.
Okay, you can see the blade down in there. You see that? Right down there through that clear spot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the blade came off actually just barely into the gelatin.
So I'm gonna pull this out.
So this,
Pull that back, buddy.
This hole may be bigger now on that one head, just specifically because of having to pull it back out. Where all the rest of them, we unscrewed the heads before we pulled them out.
So look at that.
Now we're going to go the other way here. We're going to look at the entrance hole. So if we start at the bottom, Kudu, Slick Trick, German Kinetic, Magnus, Exodus. There's the Huner, no doubt it puts a giant hole, and there's the Iron Will head right there. So damage wise, you know, they all look somewhat similar. You can see like the Magnus Buzz Cut and the Kudu, even the German Kinetic, and the Iron Will all have about the same size hole. The only two that are different, and you would expect this, are the only ones. The Huner, that's a 4-blade, put just a giant hole. The Exodus put a pretty big hole, 3-blade. Actually, there's a bigger hole there than what the Slick Trick has. So, all right, so me and my buddy Chris are here. What we're gonna look at now is we're going to do total penetration length when you look at the length of the head included. So let's just do them one at a time. It's all right. Let's just shove these off the side. So if we go right here, end of the tapes right there. So this is the Magnus, what is it, buzz cut?
Buzz cut.
So total penetration is like 14 and 5/8. You think? Yeah, 14 and 5/8. So there's that one. If we look at the iron will here, get it to the end. So with the head, 14 and a half. If we look at the Exodus, Exodus is 15 and 7/8 to the end of that chisel tip, I think.
Yeah. 7/8.
Kudu, getting it right to the end. Whoops, I gotta get it out here a little bit. Is 15 and 7/8 right to the end. So German Kinetic.
Probably a quarter.
Yeah, right there. So the slick trick is 14 and 5/8 to the end of that tip, and then the lovely Huner head that has a tendency to break off. What we believe is that these Huner heads are actually a cast metal. That's what it looks like from a blade that came off. And the Huner got, we'll call it 13 and 3/4, being generous. Here's the, I want to show you here real quick. Here's the blade. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus good enough here, but that appears to be cast metal to me. Not good. These are the entrance sides. Those are the exit sides. Actually, it looks like. All right, so we're putting some hot water on it, just so we can try and see the wound channels a little bit better. Make it a little clearer. So what we're looking at here is Kudu right here, then Exodus, and Iron Will. Again, you can kind of see the Iron Will had some twist to it. Exodus is in a very straight line. Kudu spun about 90 degrees-ish, maybe a little less. And then we spin it over the top again, and this is where the top was kind of foamy, but as we put this the liquid on it, it clears up. So, and then over here, this was the slick trick right here. Sorry, camera work sucks here sometimes. Magnus right in the middle there. So, anyhow, interesting holes. None of them blew, I would say, a bigger hole than I expected. All right, guys, so the penetration test is all done, and basically in order of how it went, German Kinetic, Exodus, and Kudu about the same, and then the Iron Will, Slick Trick, and Magnus were all almost the exact same, and then the Huner head. So hope you enjoyed the test. We'll be testing the German Kinetic and the Kudu at long range, at bone, and at the steel plate. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next test.